Boston Celtics get the win in game one over the Orlando Magic. It wasn't easy. Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown didn't do what we expected them to, but Jrue Holiday and Derrick White and Payton Pritchard all joined together to save the Celtics. It's all right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Yup. Beantown, be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Back to back, if I say it, it's stamp. Locked on number 19, the best one, the next one. Juice loose in your pool now for the next run. It's the C's, who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis, recap the madness. Every game, every practice. Best daily pod, no cap like Brad Beckett. Clutch like Jrue to KP, tap in daily. Primetime dapping D White on the sideline. Raining Jays, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast. It's right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It is your team every day, and I got you covered every Monday through Friday. Bonus podcast when they play on the weekend like this Friday in Orlando. And whenever I feel like I need to get you a bonus podcast. Now it's the playoffs. The Celtics are here. The Celtics have won game one. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcasts. Watch the show on YouTube. Get into the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking there. I'm John Karalis. I'm covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I've been doing this job for about 20 years now, and I'm just happy to have you on board, you everydayers. You know I love you, joining me every Monday through Friday. New listeners, love you too, because thank you for joining me on this journey. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $250 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So go check that out at FanDuel.com. Boston Celtics get the win 103-86. 103, not a lot of points for the Boston Celtics, but 86, very few points for the Orlando Magic. Later on, we'll get into some of these numbers and why this really is kind of like a numbers. The numbers tell you that this is what we should have expected. This is kind of what the stats were pointing us to, this kind of game. The Orlando defense, what they did to Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, mostly Jayson Tatum coming up. I want to just start here with Jrue Holiday, because Jrue is the guy who kind of changed the game in the second half. The Celtics in the first half, they won the first quarter 26-18. They lost the second quarter 31-22. That second quarter, a lot of second chance points, a lot of offensive rebounds. I didn't like the way the Celtics were giving up offensive rebounds. Second chance points in the second quarter, 5-5, but the Celtics gave up 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. The rebounding was not where it needed to be. The Celtics played slow. The Celtics gave up too many extra possessions, and it didn't hurt them. They weren't crushed by second chance points, but by giving up all of those extra possessions to the Orlando Magic, the Celtics weren't able to get out and run. They weren't able to kind of dictate the pace, and it hurt them in the second quarter. Orlando got big performances from Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero. That second quarter was a big one for both of them. They combined for 20 points. Banchero had 12 of his 36 in that second quarter. I got my box score over here. The second quarter was a bit of a disaster. To give up 63% shooting to the Orlando Magic, 31 points in a quarter, is kind of unforgivable. The Magic are capable behind Banchero of putting up some points, but that percentage is ridiculous. 5 of 9 shooting. Banchero went 2 of 3. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope went 2 of 3. Joe Mazzulla called a couple of those timeouts, was very upset with how the team was performing. Holiday comes in the second half, the third quarter, changes the entire game, the complexion of the game by, playing defense, but also pushing the pace. He had a couple of plays where pushing it off of makes, just forcing Orlando to pick up their matchups, to understand who do I have? Do you have him? Do I have him? Okay, no, like that level of like just a brief amount of confusion, a second of like, no, I'm going to him. No, you're going to him. Okay, I'm going to go back this way. It just opens things up. It forces them into a little bit of rotation. It forces them into a little bit of confusion. that is enough to open up the 3-point looks that the Celtics were lacking. Now, the Celtics only got 37 3-point attempts up, but in the second half, they were able to put up a few. Let's see, in the third quarter, they put up 10, and in the fourth quarter, they put up 11. So 21 of those. So that would have been a 42. That's a 42 3-pointer pace. It's a little bit more on par of what they're used to. I mean, the Celtics are used to putting up 48, 49, 50. But in the first half, because the Celtics were going up against the set defense, they weren't able to generate a lot of those shots. I said it on last week with the preview podcast. I said it to Philip Rossman Reich. I said it to Tom Westerholm. The Celtics' best chance here at bucking the trend, bucking the statistical trend, is rebound, get out in transition, push the pace. You got to play faster than the Orlando Magic. You got to go out there and even if you're matching the field goal attempts, you got to play with a good tempo. You got to play with that pace and tempo that forces the Magic to make decisions and not get set. The Celtics were playing against a set defense that bothered them in the first half. They got caught up in the call it pigeon hunting game where they were just looking for the mismatches. And I think this is where it got a little too bogged down. You know, why Kristaps Porzingis didn't have his best game, 1 of 8. Super physical Orlando team. Physicality does bother Porzingis a little bit, but he was really adamant about trying to take these mismatches into the post. I want to see Porzingis out in the 3-point line. I want to see him pick and pop more than anything. And I think the way the Celtics should attack in the half court is quick decisions, quick ball movement, quick, just that 0.7, that 0.5 basketball, or 0.7, 0.2 of a second is, you know, we deal with that. But that quick decision, drive, get off the ball quickly. Don't sit there and hunt just mismatches. Don't just go out there and be like, where's Cole Anthony if he's in the game, or where's, you know, whoever, Corey Joseph. You have to be able to move quickly, move the ball, move your body, force Orlando to kind of adjust to you and your pace and your style. Holiday in the third quarter did a great job of that. The Celtics were starting to get up then, at that point, better shots, more 3-point attempts. They were rebounding better. They were defending better. That's where this entire game changed. Holiday with a perfect third quarter, 3 of 3 from 3. Was it 12 points? What did he finish with? 9 points. He was a plus 12. That's I keep focusing on the 12. 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and no turnovers for Holiday. That was a great quarter. They got 10 points out of Jaylen Brown there. They got 6 points out of Derrick White, and it was just a nice balanced scoring attack with Holiday understanding. I keep calling Holiday the adult in the room. Not that this isn't a very veteran team, and like I don't want to disrespect what Tatum and Brown are, but I call Holiday the adult in the room because he's just so poised and understands, okay, this is what this game needs, right? He doesn't get too caught up in, I think, some of these, like Tatum gets caught up in the mismatch hunting a little bit. Jaylen does as well. Holiday's just like, okay, you know what? We need to push a little bit. So I'm going to go out there and push. And that was exactly that's where this game changed. The Celtics went into the first half. They were down 1. And then they came out of the third quarter up 11. They won that third quarter 30-18. They won the fourth quarter 25-19. We had some garbage time at the end of the third quarter. At the end of the fourth quarter, it took Orlando the whole third quarter plus 7 minutes of the fourth. So 19, almost 20 minutes to get to 32 points after scoring 31 points in the second quarter alone. So the Celtics third quarter, pivotal. Derrick White, Payton Pritchard were part of this extraordinary guard play. That's we're going to talk about the guard play, and we're going to talk about how to attack, more of this defense, and why this is a series that's just kind of sticking to the numbers. That's all coming up next. Today's show is brought to you by DoorDash. Our good friends at DoorDash have a great promotion for you now that we're heading into this big, deep playoff run. They're bringing the heat with a slam dunk deal for Dash Pass members. It's called They Swoosh, You Score. Anytime a player drops 50 or more points in a playoff game, Dash Pass members score a free 3-piece crispy tenders combo from Wingstop the very next day. You just place an order of $20 or more, use the code Wingstop50 at checkout, and that combo is yours. Crispy, delicious, and totally free. Offer valid is from noon to midnight the day after a game. Terms apply. So just imagine being rewarded with free food. Who doesn't love free food? I love free food. You can tell. I love free food. That's why I keep thinking my clothes shrink, but that's all right. No, the free food with $0 delivery fees and exclusive perks like this one are great because you want to celebrate. If Tatum or Brown or Derrick White drop 50 in a game, that next day is a great time to get your friends together, place an order on DoorDash, and get some free food, the 3-piece crispy tenders combo from Wingstop. All you got to do is sign up for Dash Pass and unlock this and more exclusive deals all season long. When a player scores 50 plus in a playoff game, Dash Pass members can grab a free 3-piece crispy tenders combo from Wingstop the next day with a $20 order, $20 or more order, and the code Wingstop50. That's Dash Pass, your door to more savings, more flavor, and more ways to win. Terms apply. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. You want to win something else? Go sign up for the new Locked On Celtics newsletter. We're giving away great prizes with this newsletter, including a $2,500 Best Buy gift card, $300 Game Time gift card, and a $200 Fanatics gift card. All you got to do is subscribe. You got until April 30th. That's 9 more days to sign up. Be automatically entered to win. Do not miss a moment of this championship run. Join the Locked On Celtics newsletter right now. Go to Locked On Daily, lockedondaily.com. Subscribe. Get this email Monday through Friday. Open it up, read it, and get entered to win one of those 3 great prizes. Derrick White was awesome in this game. Just another testament to the Celtics' ability to put anybody out there that in their top 6 and any of these guys can score. I mean, any of these guys are capable. Anybody that's in this rotation is capable of putting up a big night. And it's kind of funny. After the game, Jamal Mosley, Orlando head coach, talked about Derrick White's 30 and Payton Pritchard's 19 off the bench. And he said, those are 2 guys you don't really account for scoring 49 combined. And I'm thinking, why not? Because they scored 84 combined. They set the record as the only 2 Celtics teammates to score 40 plus in the same game. Were you not watching? Were you not aware that this is something that they're capable of? Have you not seen? Payton Pritchard's the 6th man of the year candidate. Derrick White's dropped 40 plus before. He's dropped 30 plus before. They're both capable. So I don't know why Jamal Mosley would say publicly, you don't account for those guys scoring big points. That's all they've been doing this year. When the Celtics have been in a jam and Tatum and Brown have not played particularly well, that's what they're capable of doing. So Derrick White, monster game here, 10 of 18 shooting, 7 of 12, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 2 block shots. Of course he had 2 block shots. That's Derrick White for you. It's amazing to me that on a night where the Celtics got 37 3-point attempts, here's Derrick White with 12 of them. He's the beneficiary. Notice there weren't a lot of assists for him, but the Celtics, not a lot of assists for the Celtics, 22 assists overall. That's a testament to how much ISO they ended up playing. But Derrick White was more of the catch and shoot guy. This is why I want the Celtics to play faster. And I don't know how game 2 is going to go, game 3, game 4. I'm sure Orlando's going to try to adjust somehow, but I think right away you have to play faster. 82 field goal attempts. You got to get that up at least, I'd like to see it at 90. I think for the Celtics, if they get 90 field goal attempts, that would be ideal because Orlando's not going to generate that kind of offense. If they can find a way to 90, which means just force a couple more turnovers. I say that Orlando had 15 turnovers for 24 points, but hey, okay, force one more turnover, 2 more turnovers, you get to 17, but get a few more offensive rebounds. The Celtics had 9 offensive rebounds. Just going to pump up that field goal attempts a little bit, but Derrick White was the beneficiary of a lot of drive and kicks and swings. He's the guy that's going to be the catch and shoot guy. If the Celtics are going to be defended the way they're being defended, him, Pritchard for sure, are going to get a lot of those catch and shoot opportunities. Not a lot for anybody else. Al Horford had 3 shots. He took 1 3. It was a corner 3, and he made it. Holiday's 3. There were a couple of pull-ups in transition, but the scoring punch from Pritchard, who was incredible, getting into the lane, finishing at the rim, Steve Nashing his way along the baseline and getting assists. That's the type of performance that, Orlando is built to take away the stars. They're built to take away Tatum and Brown, and they limited Tatum and Brown to some degree. I think Brown was a little bit more limited just in general with the knee. Tatum was limited by the defense. But they're built to take those guys away and then let the other guys kind of like you deal with the other guys. But when Derrick White's doing what he's doing, now you got to account for him. Now game 2, when they see Derrick White, you really have to be out there. You have to account for him. And that means that Derrick is now going to have more driving opportunities. I think game 2, a lot more fake and drive and dish. And he may have a 10 assist game in game 2 as Orlando overreacts. I think Orlando is going to be in that overreaction mode. I just don't think that they're ready. Paolo Banchero said after the game, there are nerves, and this is our first playoff game, and you could see that. I think you could tell that there was that's going to be an issue for the Magic, but the Celtics just too deep. There's no team out there aside from maybe OKC and Cleveland that's built to defend the Celtics, take away their stars, and take away their ancillary players. And so Derrick White getting 30 points and 19 points off the bench for Pritchard to be your 2 leading scorers, that's perfect for Boston because that's exactly what they're built to do. Tatum and Brown draw too much attention. Everyone else is capable. Holiday is capable of a 9-point quarter. That's a 36 points pace. So everybody is capable of having big game, big quarter, big half. I wouldn't be surprised if Porzingis has a better game in game 2. Jaylen Brown, 6 of 14, 16 points. Jayson Tatum, 17 points and 8 of 22. Porzingis, 1 of 8, 5 points in this game. Let's get into their performances and why the numbers tell you this is exactly how this game should have gone. We'll do that all next. Today's show brought to you by FanDuel. Go sign up at FanDuel.com and you can get an incredible offer here, $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. You just got to place your first $5 bet. That's it. Go on to FanDuel.com, place a $5 bet if it wins. So make it a good one. Make it an easy one. You don't have to win a ton of money. Make it an easy one. Make it an obvious one. Pick the Celtics just to win, and you'll get $250 in bonus bets. It's very simple. They make it so easy, whether it's picking your favorite team or diving into player props, from 3-pointers to steals to assists. FanDuel has so many ways to pick your player props, and after the game tips, you can even combine your prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Do not miss out. Head over to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Make sure you're using the tools that are available to you there. They want you to gamble responsibly. Set your limits, set your budget. Only bet what you can afford to lose. just in case you have an off night. You don't want to fall into a hole. So make sure you're gambling responsibly by setting your limits using the tools they have available, and you can claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Thanks for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Go check out Locked On NBA, Locked On NBA Game Night. Game Night is 7 days a week. I'm hosting it there on Fridays with Jake Madison. Locked On NBA on the same feed. Gets you covered Monday through Friday with all the big topics around the league. So go check that out wherever you get your podcast, wherever you found this one. Jaylen Brown said after the game that he kind of was watching a little bit to start, but he looked good, man. I thought he was explosive in that first half. He had a great defensive play to get a steal. He had a drive, an explosive drive, getting past the defender, finishing with his left. He had a two-handed dunk, which he hadn't had in a while. He looked good. Did he look perfect? No, but he looked good. But I love the way they handled his minutes. 30 minutes, that's fine. 6 of 14. He was one make away from 50%. He missed both of his threes, but he made all 4 of his free throws. A decent game for Jaylen Brown. 2 steals, 2 assists. I thought he played fairly well. Maybe a couple of those plays, it's a playoff game, so I'm not going to nitpick too crazily, but I like what they did. I like keep it at 30 minutes, a little bit of garbage time in the fourth. You don't have to go, like the Celtics were in total control of this game. Once that game flipped in that was a 20, I want to say a 26-10 run to start the third quarter. Once the game flipped there, the Celtics were in total control after that. So there's no need to push Jaylen any further. And if you're listening, if you happen to hear popping and stuff behind me, it's because I'm at the Garden. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this is not a green screen. This is the actual TD Garden behind me. You can see people cleaning up and getting ready because game 2 is coming up in a couple of days. But I thought Jaylen was decent. I like the way they handled him. Jayson Tatum, I thought bit too hard on the bait. He took the bait and he ISO'd a lot. I think he tried to do too much. There are a couple of plays where he was just dribble, fire a 3. Like, come on, dude. Get off the ball. I thought Tatum kind of reverted to some old habits just a little bit. He was a plus 23, a game high plus 23. So that was nice. I mean, I'm not saying that he was bad necessarily, but he did too much of bad things that we're not used to. So I think he got caught up in the matchup hunting, especially in the first half. In the second half, I thought he was much better. I thought he got off the ball quicker. That's what he needs to be. Like, if you're not getting past your initial defender right away, stop, dribble. Just somebody set the pick. Somebody do something. Somebody move. If they're switching, do something to take advantage of the switching. Either slip the screen or rescreen. Screen your own man, because when they switch, you're gonna get somebody open. Flip the screen your own man, and get Tatum over to maybe take an in rhythm 3. I thought a lot of his threes were contested, and that's why he was 1 of 8. Weirdly, he was 0 of 4 from the line. It's not something I would expect. He did have 14 rebounds. He did have 4 assists, so it wasn't like a horrible game. He played, he did other things, even though the shot wasn't falling. He also took a hard fall and was holding his wrist after the game. He said he was fine. I asked the question 2-3 different ways. He's nope, it's fine. He was asked about the X-ray. He's got it. Yep, came back clean, no problem. Everything's fine. So it was a shooting hand, but he stayed in the game. They didn't have to wrap it up. He didn't have to go into the back. So it seems like the wrist is fine. Great. But I want Jayson Tatum to play just a little bit more with a little bit more, I don't want to say unselfish, but I can't think of another word right now. He just needs to get off the ball, move, use him more as a screener. If you can't get past your defender, maybe use him as a screener. Which they did do. I'm not saying they didn't do it, but maybe do it a little bit more. Find a way to free him up a little bit. So I'm curious to see in the game 2 what they do to free him up a little bit more. I can't wait to look back at this game, watch it again in the morning, so I can kind of see exactly how he can kind of spring himself free a little bit. And I think Tatum will benefit from getting off the ball, moving a little bit more, just a little bit. He's not Steph Curry out there or anything like that. So but he can still benefit from moving a little bit and go get the ball again and attack maybe a little bit more off balance defender or more of a one-on-one or something like that. So I just want Tatum to stop falling into the ISO trap. It's fine for one game. It happens. Celtics found another way to win. Not a big deal. Ultimately, you look at the numbers here and you say, this is a paint by numbers kind of win for the Celtics. Orlando, what was their thing? Great defense, limit your three-pointers. They did that. They limited Boston's three-pointers. 37 would be their fourth lowest output for the season. They just happened to hit 16 of them and shot 43%. So that's the Celtics shooting. The Celtics shoot well from three. The Celtics, that's their kind of MO. And they did that. The Orlando Magic do not score a lot. They got 36 from Banchero. They got 23 from Wagner. They got 59 points from their stars. And the Celtics got 33 points to 59. And Orlando still lost by 17. That's damning for the Orlando Magic. That tells me, again, by the numbers, Orlando's offense is not good enough. If the Celtics defense steps up, you can just live with Banchero scoring 36 because 4 assists. Okay. Yeah. 23 points, 5 assists for Wagner. I got to go see what those assists. I feel like they might have been passing to each other a little bit there. Or a couple of these 3-pointers from KCP and Caleb Houston gets in the game. All right, fine. So, but the Celtics are able to live with big performances from Orlando stars because everyone else combines for, they got 59. So what's that? 69, 79, 27 points from everybody else. Gosh, the Celtics got 19, 24, 26 off of their bench. So that's just the Celtics bench. That doesn't even account for the starters. So Celtics have too much firepower. That's the bottom line here. Orlando does not. Orlando's offense is bad. Their defense is good. Their defense gave them a little bit of a shot, but Boston's offense is good. Their defense is also good. The numbers kind of played out the way we expected them to. Now we'll see what adjustments were made, but you look at this performance and I say this is pretty much on par. The Celtics scoring over 100, 103 is not their best. That's about 18 off of what their normal output would be, but Orlando scoring 86 is kind of not that far off of what I would expect them to score. So I don't know what Orlando is going to do to adjust in game 2. That's going to be tomorrow's podcast. Tomorrow's podcast is going to be me rewatching this game and seeing where can Orlando figure things out. What can they do to change things up? Honestly, I don't know that they have a lot of options, but every playoff series that happens and they come out and they do something and the Celtics have to kind of figure out a new thing. But the Celtics adjustment is simple. Play faster. Play like you did in that third quarter for the whole game. Push the tempo. Get those rebounds. Rebound better. Limit them to one shot. Do not give up those offensive rebounds. The Celtics really got lucky giving up 13 offensive rebounds, but only 11 second chance points because Orlando was 5 of 16 on second chance opportunities. That's something that's going to burn you if you're not careful. So you got to clear those rebounds. If you clear those rebounds, you get outrun. Those other opportunities are going to be there. The Celtics will start to get those 3-pointers. They'll put up 45 in game 2 if they just pick up the tempo. If the Celtics have 90 field goal attempts in game 2, I guarantee you 45 of them will be 3-pointers, and they'll run away with it easily. So it's simple for the Celtics. Not a lot of adjusting. Just play faster. Just play a little bit, move the ball a little bit more, play with a better tempo in the half court. Don't fall into the ISO trap, and you'll be fine. It's a 2-7 matchup, and the Celtics are one of the best teams in the league. In the Eastern Conference, this is how it should go. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the show on YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you're new to the show, I hope this means you're going to subscribe. If you're an everydayer, well, I had a lot of people come up to me here at the Garden and tell me, that they enjoy the show. Thank you so much for doing that. There's a lot of everydayers. You can join them by subscribing. getting the show onto your favorite podcasting app. Watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section, and let me know what you're thinking. And then I would love it if you shared the podcast and told everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.